What did it say? This is what's happening on the other side of the camera. That kid is running at us real quick. I might just sit here for a second if it is working. Now, I have to check because sometimes, whatever this app is called again, Prism, sometimes it will be present, but not all the time will the stream be present. So I have to check if the stream is official on the other side. I feel like when the numbers look the way they do right now on the screen, maybe I'm wrong, but there's something to that, and it has it means it's functioning somehow, like if the part that I'm remembering, but it could be completely false in comparison to actually working, because it's like half and half with Prism. It doesn't always work. So let's see, because I'm going to my channel on another device to see if we're streaming somehow. Oh yeah, see, it's not even freaking working. Stupid. Wait a minute. We do have a feed. That's us. We're streaming. Okay, so that's cool. A little bit of lag, but I can at least see what That's kind of cool. All right, so let's change the dynamic a little bit. The graininess is pretty not ideal. I'll tell you that much. Graininess is less than ideal, but at least I know what's coming in the future. By watching this little screen, it's like I can predict the future. I'm like looking at the screen and I'm seeing the past of what I just said, so it's like I'm like anticipating what's about to come. And it's kind of funny to watch the past little tidbit that was just recorded as I'm saying things in the current time and watching the past situation happen on the other screen. Anyway, I'm going to take my attention away from that now that I know we're actually streaming in a functional sense, and I'm going to try and pay attention to the present as opposed to the past situation. But yeah, so anyway, I just was doing a quick stream because I haven't done a stream on YouTube for a long time actually, and with that in mind, I just started messing around with Spotify today, the podcast situation, and like that's something that I'm going to try to do, I think, more of. I'm just going to make a little show called like the days, messing around today or whatever, just so it's like journalism for every single day. So it's like half speaking and half sound. Probably start off with sound making, I guess, and then like the back end be like be talking, I think. Maybe like this. We'll see how it goes, but like the intention is so that it's like day-to-day content, and there's like reliability, because lately I haven't been reliable. This phone that I'm using right now has hasn't been, it's like there's just been a lot going on. We're in sort of a fluctuating state where it's trying to get some things going. Change for Game Studios is the engine, the bigger engine that has been in the background of Dinky Tech, and that's sort of the focus of Dinky Tech to promote where attention is, I guess, lately these days. And so, trying to kickstart that somehow, or get some motion in that department or those gears is, an additional, way different, unfamiliar side, and it's almost like Dinky Tech doesn't make sense without that side. So it just is hoping to try to go hand in hand, because that's the thing that Dinky Tech is promoting, and that's the thing that promotes Dinky Tech also. At the same time, it's circular in that fashion, in terms of the brand dynamic, whatever it's called, energy, exchange, if you will. So anyways, that's all. This is just a quick notation. I was going to try to start to do podcasts on, it's just for distribution, just for additional distribution. I've been doing TikToks and stuff lately, but there's just something about TikTok where it's a little more like I'm trying to focus on that, because I opened a shop. So we're just trying to sell some products on there, and we're just going to try to work with some more people who are helping promote those products on a more weekly basis. So we're trying to amplify that, but this is kind of like to talk about the process on the day-to-day sort of basis, is talking about that not only in this situation, but like doing the vlog this live is just to talk about hopefully more sustainable, whereas the live stuff has been less. I've been a little bit averted from doing the live stuff because other stuff has been going on. It's in for the long term, so we just want to try to at least have that on the board for like, just for what it's worth. There's some day content, day to day. It's might be called Messing Around Today or something like that. I'm not sure, but I'll just try to start to publish it more often. And it's just kind of, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it's cool if those are lab dogs in the background, black labs. That is aligned. That is interesting. You know, for what it's worth, and that'd be cool. So, anyways, I'll let it go there. This was just a practice, anyways, just to talk about the podcast. I haven't been on YouTube for a long time, but as days pass, I hope the algorithms change on my account so that more people can somehow ultimately see this, and that like if I do lives or shorts or whatever, that there's just somehow more traction on YouTube, whereas it hasn't been going that way in the past. Anyways, Spotify is the place where hopefully some of these silly day-to-day messing around type recordings and a group of just recordings or weird things, it'll be like a kind of a show as opposed to like putting out an album or trying to make a song type of thing. It'll be like just trying to do a mishmash of those things every day, like a service, or not a service, but like a seminar of some kind each day. So it's like hopefully a functional type of a show that's like fun and interesting in some weird way, because the talking, who knows where that's going to come from. Like the one that I published today, the podcast, which segued into this, was just about energy, significant energy. So if you do Dinky Tech, type it in and look for the latest podcast. It's interesting. It's about making, money, realistically, like a lot of it, and like the energy sort of to align with that, and how it's ultimately not about making money, but more about that as the focus of the topic of that entry of podcast, which was today. So that's hopefully pushing into a new direction of just more audio stuff, which this is anyways. Right now this is just audio, and there's a little bit of picture in the background, but it's just me sitting here. But maybe hand-in-hand stuff with video also is possible. We'll see how it goes. I mean, audio is just easier. It's just easier to do on the day-to-day, that's for sure. So like more and more is ideal. Just trying to get there, Even I'm just spending another 30 seconds on the camera just so that I'm sitting here and just trying to redial in with the live stream and stuff again, because it's been a while, and it's especially been a while since I've been away from the YouTube stream. So like that's, I don't know. It's an place that is ideal to stream more often, because it's an ideal place to live, because most people like to watch stuff on YouTube. Like I've been doing a lot on Facebook though, but it's just not like, it's like YouTube is the thing for video, and everyone really acknowledges that. So it's like, if there's a presence on here, that'd be fantastic to just try to join some of the vibes of other sort of brand people out there to try to increase and enhance the presence, and also coexistence with other brands that are similar in the short and long term. So just in the short, middle, and medium future, we're trying to I guess focus on day-to-day content, and that has a sacrifice of sort of quality, so to speak, whereas in the longer, middle to long term, trying to focus on better day video, interesting, more so dynamic, content, like some vlogs or whatever that's out there, but no promises, because it's difficult in terms of time. It takes time, but the most quality with the highest output and time rate, whatever thing that is possible, is what I'll try to do. Also, adding NFTs and clothing is what takes up another part of the time, and the recording and stuff of the sound. So no guarantees. We'll see how it goes. We're trying to get the most interesting quality video to couple with these things that are more core to the brand. To begin with, the NFTs, the sound, and things like that, they just sort of offer awareness and such at a core level to begin with, to have more content out there on a more consistent day-to-day basis. So the minimum platforms that I'm on the day-to-day basis, hopefully, are able to catch into the algorithms there, and at least drive some more awareness, more so on one, at least hopefully, focal platform that can help drive a majority of awareness to this brand, Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios and Dinky Tech, to just try to improve the presence and existence of the whole thing on an ongoing, perpetual sort of thing, direction. So anyways, that's all. thanks again, Digitech. Please try to keep me accountable by acknowledging somehow. There's no request for anyone to acknowledge this video on the outside world. I'm just saying, if there's any interest in looking towards Spotify for the podcast in the future, hopefully it would help accountable to doing that on a more sort of ongoing basis. And check out the episode today. If there's anyone out there hearing this message, check out the Dinky Tech episode posted today. It's just a little interesting, but like it'd be interesting to hear a comment or feedback from that, because it's really out there and kind of a trip to begin with. And that's how I really hope to keep Dinky Tech content as a whole regardless. It's kind of trippy, always weird, always out there, always unexpected, always strange, always crazy, always strange style and vibes all the time, like in hopes that can hopefully grow as a popular thing, not a popular thing, but a thing that becomes popular to be able to rely on within this brand sort of content as time goes on, so that it's just a strange content brand all the way through. In terms of that is how the Dinky Tech sound or genre of sound is now, I guess, categorized for the future, for what it's worth. Anyways, that's there more and such. All right, thanks, bye.